Okay, so let's start the Unit 2, Day 3 notes over slope. Now, some of y'all may be like, I know slope. I got that down from algebra. That's as easy. Others may need a review. So all we're going to do today is spend pretty much the whole time on slope. What is slope? How do you find slope? Etc. So let's just start with definitions. First, we're going to say the rise is the difference in y values of 2 points on a line. The run is the difference in x values. So that's why when you think of slope, many people say, oh, I know slope. Slope is rise over run. That's probably what you remember it as. If we get down to the nitty-gritty of it, though, it's really your difference in y values, y2 minus y1, divided by your difference in x values, x2 minus x1. That's really what slope is. So if we look at this short little example over here, and remember that slope is rise, which is 6, over run, which is 4, that would mean our slope reduces, we always need to reduce, to 3 over 2. So I'm even going to make a note out here. Always reduce your slope. Always reduce your slope. Don't tell me it's 6 over 4. Tell me it's 3 over 2. Then I'll be happy. Okay, so let's just jump into the first example. They want us to use the slope formula to determine the slope of each line. Now on this one, we're not going to exactly use the slope formula. We're going to count and do rise over run on the graph. We'll use the formula down below, but for now, let's do rise over run. So A asks us about AB. We're going to need to do rise over run. So let's see here what's happening on AB. Well, to get from A to B, how much do we rise to go from A to B? Do we go up or down any? No. So our rise would be 0 over. Now, what do I run over from A to B? I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 0 over 5. What is 0 divided by 5? 0. So that's our slope. Our slope, which is m, equals 0. Now, for the next one, from A to C, again, we're going to use rise over run. So if we look at our graph, there's A right here, and there's C down there. So how much do I rise? Now, when I do this, I have to go left to right. So how much do I rise to get from A to C? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Since I have to go down, I'm going to say -5 for my rise. And then how much do I run over? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Over 6. Always go left to right. Always go left to right. Always go left to right. Just like when you read a book. So that means for this line, our slope is -5, 6. We can't reduce that any. Now for CD. Rise over run. Okay, so the left side is at D, so I'm going to rise, I'm going to go up 1, and then have to run over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that means my slope is 1 over 6. And then last but not least, we have AD. We're going to do rise over run. Okay, A and D are on the same line. So I just got to go up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to go up 6. Do I have to go over any? No. Now, can you divide by 0? You cannot. That's like saying you have 0 slices of pizza and you want to divide them among 6 friends. Or no, that's like saying you have 6 slices of pizza and no friends. How many does each friend get? Well, you can't do that. You don't have any friends. So this is undefined. If you divide by 0, it's not good. It's undefined. Not going to happen. Now, on this sidebar over here, notice that if you have any positive slope, like this 1/6 here, your line goes up from left to right. Negative slope, your line goes down from left to right. 0 slope is flat. Undefined is vertical. So some of y'all may have heard of slope man. So slope man looks like, let me see if I can draw it. Positive slope, it goes up. Negative slope goes down. A vertical line is undefined. And then 0 slope. That's slope man. So positive goes up, negative goes down, undefined is vertical, and then zero slope is side to side. So this is one way you can try to remember your slopes. If you took Algebra 1 last year, this was a part of your legal notes, I believe. If you remember having to copy those. That's part of, that I believe was part of your legal notes. Okay. So that's doing slope with the graph. Let's say they just give you points. They don't give you a graph. Well, just like we've done so far this unit, we need to label our points. X1, Y1, X2, Y2. I'm just kind of draw a little box around slope man. That way y'all can remember him. Okay, find the slope. So let's just write our formula down so we have it for easy reference. Okay, Y2, what's Y2? It's 2 minus Y1 is 5 over X2. Negative 4 minus X1 is 3. So now 2 minus 5 is negative 3. Negative 4 minus 3, negative 7. A negative divided by a negative gives you a positive. So this will be positive 3/7. Okay. Now let's look at number 2. So we have our points we need to label, X1, Y1, X2, Y2. Find the slope. So M equals, well, Y2 is negative 6 minus Y1, so minus 1, over X2 is 3 minus negative 6. Negative 6 minus 1 is negative 7. 3 minus negative 6 is 9. So that means this one is negative 7/9. Can't reduce it, so it's just done. Okay, let's move on to the back of the notes now. So now we're going to take slope and apply them to determine if lines are parallel or if they are perpendicular. So the parallel line theorem says that lines are parallel if their slopes are equal. So if you have two lines and the slope was like 1/4 for one line and 1/4 for the other, those are parallel. Perpendicular lines have slopes that are inverse reciprocals. Some of you may not remember what perpendicular means. That's where they make essentially a right angle. They make a T. They're at a right angle. So that'd be like if you had a line that had a slope of 1/4, the other line would have to have a slope of -4/1, which is just -4. So it's flipped and has the opposite sign. So let's use that on this next example. We have to determine whether the lines are parallel, perpendicular, or neither. So the first one they ask us about is AB. So we're going to have A and B. That's one we've got to do first. So for AB, our slope, we do y2. So there's y2, 5 minus y1, which is 1, over x2, which is 1, minus x1, which is 2. Well, 5 minus 1 is 4. 1 minus 2, -1. So this reduces to -4. That's AB. Now let's look at CD. So label our points, x1, y1, x2, y2. y2 is -2 minus 2 over x2 is 5 minus x1 is 4. So that's going to equal, let's see, -2 minus 2 is -4. 5 minus 4 is 1. -4 divided by 1 is -4. So now that we found the slopes of each of these, let's compare them. Since they're the same, this tells us that these are parallel. Let's see, I can maybe leave that up there and get that one. Okay, let's look at B. They ask us about ST. So that means this is going to be x1, y1. T is going to be x2, y2. So for ST, we do y2, which is -1, minus y1, which is 2, divided by x2, which is 5, minus x1, which is -2. -1 minus 2 is -3 over 5 minus -2 is 7. Can we reduce that one? No. So we're done with that slope. Now let's get UV. So we're going to have x1, y1, x2, y2. So for UV, y2 is -4 minus y1 is 4 over x2 is -1 minus x1 is 3. -4 minus 4 is -8. -1 minus 3 is -4. -8 divided by -4 is 2. So now let's compare these. Are they the same? No. Are they inverse reciprocals? So are they flipped with one negative and one positive? No. So these are neither. Okay. Last one for the notes. We're going to have to find the slope of FG. So that's going to be x1, y1. It's going to be x2, y2. y2 minus y1 over x2, so 2 minus x1. 2 minus 1 is 1 over 2 minus 1 is 1. So that slope is just a 1. Okay, now let's do HJ. X1, Y1, X2, Y2. Y2 is 2 minus Y1 is 1 over X2 is 1 minus X1 is 2. 2 minus 1 is 1 over 1 minus 2 is -1. So now 1 divided by -1 is -1. Now look at these. Do they have opposite signs? Yes. Are they flipped? Sure. I mean, 1 over 1, you flip it, you get 1 over 1 still. So these would be perpendicular. Okay, now what I'm about to tell you is not on the notes, but it might help you on the assignment. Let's say we had a line, so I'm just going to say line 1. Let's say line 1 had a slope of 0, and line 2 had a slope that was undefined. Let's think about what these would look like. Line 1 is going straight up and down. So line 1's going straight up and down. I'll just do it up here. Line 2 is going side to side. Wait, no. I said that backwards. Wrong. This is line 1 with 0 slope. This is line 2. What kind of angle do these make when they cross? A right angle. So what would you say about these two lines? They are perpendicular. So again, that wasn't part of the notes. It wasn't like on the paper, but it'll help you on the assignment. So that's the notes. Stay tuned for the guided practice.